Welcome back to our YouTube channel. Today we are going to talk to you about the changes that you could start today to bring your gut back into balance. And we're going to talk to you about healthy habits for your gut. If you're new here, I'm Claire Snowden-Darling.
I'm Laura
And
Knowles.
we are the founders of the College of Functional Wellness. And we also have over 15 years clinical experience supporting women's hormones and their entire health system. So without further ado, let's crack on, and please remember to hit subscribe if you like this video.
What is the gut?
What is the gut?
What is the gut? It is our digestive system. So it starts with the mouth. That's why it's very important to have good chewing because it's the beginning of digestion. Then it goes down the esophagus into the stomach. Often people point to their lower belly to the stomach, but the stomach is around on the left-hand side.
It's on the right side. Oh yeah.
It's underneath the rib cage. And the stomach is acidic. It's meant to be acidic. It's often not. That's one of the issues that we often see in
That's
digestive
why we end up
system.
with indigestion. Shocker. Anyway, that's a whole other video.
So we need an acidic stomach with acid, enzymes to start breaking that food down into chyme. That's then going to come into the small intestine. There. The small intestine is where we absorb our nutrients. It's where nutrients such as our macronutrients, which is our protein, fats and carbs, our micronutrients, which is our vitamins and minerals. We take all the goodness from our food into the body so that we can function. Then we go from the small intestine to the large intestine. One of the areas that we're particularly fascinated in is the doorway between the small intestine and the large intestine, which is the ileocecal valve, which if we're not eating the right foods, we're super stressed, our posture's not very good, that can become malfunctioning and become painful. And so that's on your right-hand side next to your belly button and above your hip.
And the reason I'm doing this is because it acts like a sphincter. So
it makes really good noise in our video.
So food comes up to it, and then the sphincter opens, and the food can go through, and then it closes again.
And so then we have gone from the small intestine, which is like the kitchen with all the goodness in the food, going in past that little door, the ileocecal valve, into the bathroom, and that's our large intestine, which is our waste. And then we're meant to have a good poop. So that is that's our gut.
That was
that's
beautifully done.
Well, thank you very
Thanks,
much.
I really enjoyed being able to mime to it. So throughout our digestive tract, there is also places where we are meant to have bacteria, we are meant to have fungus, we are meant to have yeasts, we're meant to have these phenomenal pathogens that live in our gut and help to break food down and are really a really important part of our gut microbiome. However, you might have heard people talking about good bacteria and bad bacteria. I don't really like the phrase bad bacteria because it's funny because one of the bad bacteria is E. coli, which actually we may have heard of because if you eat E. coli, you end up really poorly. But it's meant to be in our gut, and if it's not in our large intestine, if it's not there, we're actually going to have some real problems. It's about balance. We need the bacteria to be in balance. So if there's too much E. coli, awful. There's not enough E. coli, awful. We need it to be in balance. Similarly, if we have bacteria that has grown into the upper part of the small intestine, which is called small intestinal bacterial overgrowth, or SIBO for short, again, this can cause all sorts of problems. So it's not necessarily that the bacteria is good or bad, it's that there's too much of it, or too much of the wrong type, or it's in the wrong place. However, there are situations where we have got parasites or pathogens that are not supposed to be there, and they can also be causing us all sorts of bother.
I was just going to add that previously, before we fully understood the microbiome, we didn't know that our gut was, the functioning of our gut the bacteria is so important. And so we often can see people who lived through the 1980s, 1990s, who've taken a lot of antibiotics for, say, some kind of infection, and that has really damaged the bacterial balance within the gut. So this is another contributor to something like SIBO, and it is absolutely something that we would be looking to work with to be able to balance.
Yeah, absolutely.
And support and repair.
So we want to bring that gut microbiome back into balance. And so what we're going to do is give you our 6 top tips to have a healthy gut and healthy bacterial balance. Number 1 is give up wheat. I know that sounds awful, but wheat is actually sprayed with a pesticide that's antimicrobial. Well, we need the microbes, so we don't want to eat something that's going to kill them off. So wheat, there's a lot of reasons why wheat isn't great, but definitely for a good gut, no wheat.
I think we've got another video on that one.
Oh, I'm sure.
And we can talk about wheat a lot.
We really can. Number 2, eat protein.
Yes, protein is so important for repairing the gut.
Yes.
It also helps balance our blood sugars, which when we start to look at the hormone balancing, there are hormones that get our gut moving and to be healthy. If we can balance our blood sugars, then we're going to have a healthy gut environment. So protein can be an absolute game changer with that.
Yes, it really can. Number 3, make sure you're drinking water. If you want to poop, you need to drink water to help yourself poop. It's really important, and a lot of people don't drink water. They'll be drinking fizzy drinks, they'll be drinking coffee, they'll be drinking tea, but they are not drinking water. We need that water for a good gut balance.
And a lot of the large intestine, which enables us to poop, uses water to function. So we need to keep our large intestine hydrated.
I believe the statistic is it uses 40% of our water, which is quite a lot.
Nice.
Number 4.
Number 4, a well step.
Oh, yes.
This is one of our favorite things. If you look at this, the way we are meant to poop, we're meant to be squatting. The modern toilet is actually a disadvantage for our poor guts and our gut microbiome. So if we can get into a squat position, we are going to poop better. So if you don't want to squat over your toilet, you can get a little step called a well step that you put next to your toilet, get your feet on it, get your knees above your hips when you're sat down, and that will support the bowel to evacuate better.
And you'll have lovely poops.
Oh, name of the game.
Number 5, reduce sugar. We've talked about eating protein, but actually reducing sugar. SIBO feeds off of sugar. That can be fruit. That can be any carbohydrate, actually. So just being really mindful with how much sugar you're putting into your body, super, super important. And just making sure that if you are going to choose the sweeter things, it's in a whole food like sweet potato, carrots, butternut squash, fruit, making sure it's in those forms, not in the refined carbohydrate. Our gut bacteria do not like refined carbohydrates. In fact, it makes them give off something called endotoxins, which causes a lot of inflammation in the body. And last but not least, number 6.
Number 6, reduce your stress. So there is a mechanism in the body. We have 2 sides of the nervous system. The sympathetic nervous system is for our stress response, and the parasympathetic nervous system is more to do with our digestive function. Now, if we are in a stress response on an ongoing basis, we are not going to come into this parasympathetic response, and therefore our digestive system is going to be compromised. So if you can, look at your stress, look at reducing it, and you will have a healthier digestive system.
And so what's the benefits of that? What does that look like for you? It means you'll be pooping.
Woohoo!
It means that you will have nice clear skin.
Oh yeah, a happy immune system.
Yeah.
The majority of our immune system is driven by our healthy gut.
Yeah, so good skin, good immune system. You will also not be bloated.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen when you've got a good digestive system.
Happy hormones. We process our hormones through our digestive tract, so we need to make sure that we have a good digestive.
Yes, so loads of benefits to actually taking control of your gut microbiome, giving it what it needs, not giving it what it doesn't need. If you would like to learn more about wellness in the body or are considering a career in the alternative health industry, please check out the link below. And please share this video if you found it useful. Hit subscribe, tell all your friends, and we will be back next time with more fascinating body facts.